My name is Pastor Hal York, and welcome to Truth in the Trenches. Today we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 6. Great wealth is in the house of the righteous, but trouble is in the income of the wicked. The ESV puts it this way: in the house of the righteous there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. As we've said many times, when we see that word wealth, our heart starts to beat a little faster sometimes, and visions of sugar plums start to dance in our heads, and we imagine all kinds of things we could do with this great wealth. But here it says that the great wealth is in the house of the righteous, not in the bank account of the righteous. The wealth he's speaking of here corresponds to the income mentioned in the second part of the verse. It's referring to the old but true principle found in Galatians, that whatever a man reaps, that shall he also sow. The righteous sow certain actions and attitudes. They have certain values and priorities in their lives, in their relationships, in their family, and their parenting. They model them before their children. So, things such as honesty, and kindness, and thoughtfulness, and love, and patience, and humility, and self-sacrifice. The fear of the Lord, the priority of Scripture, of church, of prayer. They tell the truth. All these things reap treasures in your life, in your family, and in your marriage. Psalms 19:8 says, "The precepts of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true, they are righteous altogether. They are more desirable than gold, yes, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the drippings of the honeycomb. Moreover, by them your servant is warned, and keeping them there is a great reward." That's Psalm 19:8-11. That's great wealth. You sow these things into your life, and you will reap integrity and deep relationships, respect and honor from your family, from your children, from your friends, your colleague, your spouse. You'll have peace and joy and stability, safety. You'll have a family that enjoys being together. There's laughter, and there's love and respect. But notice the contrast. The trouble is in the income of the wicked. What the wicked bring home, their income, what they sow, produces or reaps trouble. You sow anger, lying, selfishness, bitterness, brokenness, godlessness, an undisciplined life, childish attitudes, a me-first attitude. That produces heartache, pain, fractured relationships, alienated children, sadness. Home becomes a place no one really wants to be. Your children, your spouse, they can't wait to get out. You always reap what you sow. And sadly, the world's selling heartache and brokenness. They can't put Humpty back together again. It's full of people with wives in their own eyes. No one will listen to anyone. We are just looking for ways to express our opinions, our views, and our culture is very accommodating through Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, and on it goes. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. Spiritual poverty reaps misery, pain, sadness, and loneliness. We can't even get along with ourselves. We're anxious, we can't sleep, we're wondering what life is all about, what's going to happen to this old world, to our lifestyles. And it leaks into everyone around us. What are you sowing? What are you bringing home? What's your spiritual income? If you start digging down into the heart, it will become clear. Attitudes will become clear and obvious. And that may account for the joy you have, or it may account for the pain that you're experiencing. James 4:1-3 talks about this. I won't take the time to read it, but I encourage you to read that yourself. James 4, verses 1-3. I've said this many times. It's a quote from one of my Bible teachers in college, that the quality of our lives has everything to do with the quality of our relationships. Wisdom helps us to be wise by helping us see the emptiness of our lives, the barrenness, and turn to someone else, Jesus Christ, for forgiveness, for strength, that we might be reconciled to God, in whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. It might not put money in the bank, but it will bring something money can't buy. Joy unspeakable and full of glory, peace, the peace of Christ, laughter, delight in our lives, in our families, in our marriage, in our parenting, in all our relationships. It will show itself in our values and priorities. Proverbs 16:8 says, "Better is little with righteousness than great income with injustice." 17:1, "Better is a dry morsel and quietness with it than a house full of feasting with strife." Chapter 15, verse 17, "Better is a dish of vegetables where love is than a fattened ox served with hatred." Whatever a man sows, that will he also reap. So take heed what you sow, and take heed how you sow. Guard your hearts. Great wealth is in the house of the righteous, but trouble is in the income of the wicked. May this truth guide us and guard us in the trenches of life as we seek to live our lives for the glory of God and the good of others. May God bless.